I tell you, I'm really excited to be where I'm at right now. I'm at what they call K's Camp, and to explain a little bit more about it, I mean, it's a fundraiser. A young lady had cancer here a few years back, and I guess it's been over 6 years now, and her family decided after she passed 17 months of battling the cancer, she passed, they decided to tribute her name, and they started this K's Camp. This is Gretchen here with me. I guess you're camp director now.
That's me, camp director with the mostest.
And when you're talking about that, what a great cause! Because let's explain what takes place out. You know, when you talk about K's Camp, it's a week for kids that are battling that cancer.
Yes, we are a camp for kids, pediatric oncology camp for kids 5 to 17 who are currently either in treatment or who have been in remission. So we basically put on a regular camp. And the only thing that separates us from any other camp is we just have doctors and nurses everywhere.
Yeah, and when you talk about it, because I was looking, and I think there's like 4 adults per child. I mean, because the care has to be here. And Mary Ellen, you've been involved with this since the get-go, the inception of it. You're kind of the head nurse in charge, I guess.
I am. I'm not quite sure how I got here. I had the privilege of being Kaylin's hospice nurse, and when she came home with hospice 3 days before she passed away, she asked if we would start this camp, and she said, and you have to do medical, so here I am.
Well, what a great way to get involved. I mean, because she knew, because I experiencing it myself and going through it, it's a tough, and they get to a point where they know it's going, what's coming. I mean, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but what a great thought that she had, because this was a dream of hers.
It was very important to her, because at 17, to be a 17-year-old girl to not be able to go to the mall because your blood counts are low, that's not normal. So this is putting a little bit of normal into their not so normal lives.
Yeah, and today, because this is just part of the camp. We got to thank St. Andrews, I believe it is.
Oh, absolutely. We'd be lost without St. Andrews. We wouldn't be able to put on camp. They give us full run of their facility, and obviously, if anybody's seen Dead Poets Society, you know how amazing the buildings are, and there's a ton of history. But more than that, all of their staff, from their food service to their housekeeping to their directors of admissions and to everyone, has just been wonderful. They open up, it's basically we take over their whole house for a week, and they're kind enough to kind of give us our own space and allow us to do whatever we need to do to make sure these kids have a great week, and we've been just so very, very lucky to be partnered with them.
Yeah, because that's when you talk about St. Andrews, such an elite school there, and they to hear them stepping forward and getting involved with something like this, just something else that tells you about what St. Andrews is all about.
It really does. The way we kind of got introduced, they said our mission kind of correlated with their mission, and they wanted to give back to the community, and what a great opportunity for them to be able to do that. So again, we are just ecstatic. Our kids love it. Every year they say, what do you need? And throughout the week, they're constantly coming around, from security to regular staff. Anything we can do for you guys, and we're so very lucky to be there.
Yeah, because you get it for the whole week, and I guess the important part is, because when you take kids in this, you got to be sure that medical need is there, because you never know what's going to take place. I mean, I've seen it where it's today's everything's fine, tomorrow it's a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely, you can turn on a dime, and that's what's so important about having nurses and doctors here all week long. And every cabin, every morning when they set out for the day, they have a nurse or a zookeeper with them, and they just become a part of that cabin, and they go canoeing. She's going canoeing. And they just have a great time.
Yeah, and then when you get to, I guess it's mainly volunteers. I mean,
it's all volunteer. We are all volunteers. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we are all volunteer. We all have real lives and real jobs.
Well, this is vacation.
This is vacation. That's right. This is vacation.
I can't think of a better way to spend a vacation than with these kids, because until you experience it, the one thing I hated is going in for treatment and seeing the young ones. I mean, it's one thing to see somebody my age or something like that, but when you see these kids that haven't had a chance to even experience life and they're already battling.
Yeah, unfortunately, cancer doesn't discriminate, and kids absolutely get it, and a lot of them survive. The rate of survival now is 80%, which it was 50% in 1970. But the problem is that 3 out of 5 kids will be left with late-term effects, and so that's why we're here.
Yeah, and people don't understand that, because you do, because you're being a nurse, that the treatments itself will cause other problems. I mean,
it's a lot of problems, and you're never the same. Your immune system's never the same. So these kids have been through a lot, and they deserve a week of just being a kid and having fun.
Yeah, because I've noticed the one thing about it is they mature so rapidly when they're in this condition. They grow up so fast. Yeah.
They're forced to grow up. These kids should not know what etoposide is, or some of the chemo names that are just even hard for us to pronounce. These kids can rattle them off and tell you exactly what they're on, and that's not normal.
No, and it's just a great cause. I got to give my hats off to Caitlin once again, for her dream. And then you talk. There's not a shot we can give her mom that's come out of here because I understand she doesn't allergic to horses. So
Yes, she'll end up in the zoo if we bring her out here. So we don't want that now. But I'll tell you what, she's like any other mom. She does whatever her kid asked her to, and Kaylin asked her to do it, and that's what. Not that she planned on doing this, but that's what she does. And
yeah, because when you're talking about the camp, this is just one day. I mean, this is you try to do something different every day, I guess.
Yeah, basically each year the kids kind of come together and we allow them to come up with themes for the following year. So this year's theme was time travel adventures. So today we're in the Wild West, and we thought how appropriate, but to go right down the street and come over to Sea Line Stables and be able to have that experience again.
You just wanted to wear a hat.
Well, people that know me know that's very, very true. But again, some of these kids don't ever have a chance to get out and do these things because they're going to clinics, they're going to doctor's appointments, and here, half of these kids haven't been on a horse before, haven't been around. So it's an experience that they may never get again, and we're happy to give it to them.
Yeah, and but for people to get involved with this, because when you talk about doctors and nurses, that's one of the volunteers. But I know that you got a lot more volunteers. I got to give hats off to Berkeley Bank. I understand Barclays. They come in and help you guys pack up and unload and all that.
Absolutely. Without them, I would be doing it, and I've got enough to do. But even all of my counselors, all of my junior counselors and leaders in training, everybody's volunteer. So everybody, it comes together. We have over 124 staff here that takes to run this camp, and it's it may seem like, oh, that's a lot of people, but it's needed. These kids deserve that specialized attention, and it really, really is worth it. So if people are interested in getting involved with Case Camp, they can always go to www.kayskamp.org, and on there is my information. Mary Ellen's information is there if it's medical, but we're always looking for volunteers. All of our counselors are 21. We have junior counselors that are 19 to 20, and seriously, we have some of our counselors are in their 40s and their 50s and 60s. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a young person. Just want to be here and want to give the kids a normal week. That's all we ask.
And the more volunteers you get, the more kids that you can get and bring out to this. And that's what it's all about. It's there for the kids. I mean, how do somebody going, how do you select, because there's so many kids out there. How do you?
We don't turn any kid away. We really don't, unless medically it's just not safe for them to come. But we're not going to turn anybody away. Not at all. It's completely free of charge. Every child here comes free of charge.
Well, it's free of charge for the kid, but it costs money, people. And the one thing that you can do to get involved, if you can't volunteer or anything else, what a great cause to give to. And it's fundraiser you got to do. I know I've been to a couple of different ones, but there's golf outings. There's different things that take place. Got some golf outings coming up.
And all that information is on our website that I just gave. And again, there are multiple ways. Anything that anybody can do. And it's not just, if you can't give money, when we get ready for the camp week, we put a wish list up of items. We need snacks. We need water donations, arts and crafts donations, things like that. So again, on that website, www.kayskamp.org, it lists all the things that we need. So if anyone is interested, send us an email, contact us, and we'll let you know what we need.
I got a few people. When you said that, I got some people we'll contact them ourselves and get them involved with it. It's Kay's Camp. For more information, go to the website. We got it on the bottom of the screen. I'm hoping to catch up with Warren here, who's Kay's dad, and chit chat with him a little bit. Maybe possibly you guys having when you talk about Western outdoor and having fun, you got a big barbecue going on later.
Oh. This is by far my favorite day at camp. Young's Barbecue in Middletown comes over and he donates a lunch to us. I don't eat breakfast on the day he's coming because it's all about Young's Barbecue. And the kids, just as much as the staff, we all love it. So we're excited to be here, but we're also excited to go back and get lunch started.
Yeah, and that's going to be at St. Andrews. Stay with us. We'll be right back. back over here at this gorgeous facility, and Lori, this is Mrs. Warren, one of the founding members, along with this guy over here. You know, the dad, mom, and dad. Okay, I mean that's what it's about, and you know this is her dream come true. But I got to, before we get started, I got to give once again kudos to St. Andrews. I mean, what a facility that they step up and do this for you guys.
This has been the most wonderful experience at St. Andrews. They have allowed us to use all the facility. We could use the pool, we use the arts building. They have just been the most gracious hosts, and we are so thankful for everything they've done for us.
Yeah, because it's right here in the community, and of course, summertime. The kids are gone home for but their school's going to come back and everything else. But to open it up for K's Camp is, we talked about it earlier. I mean, what a great thing for them to do.
This is the most complete facility that we could possibly imagine here in Delaware. We've got a beautiful lake. We've got the facilities for fishing and canoeing. It's like Hogwarts inside. I mean, it's camping in style with the cabins. Their executive chef is here, Ray. He cooks for us along with our guys. They just do a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and they're just there. They're constantly. Do you need anything? Do you need
Absolutely. We have a liaison that Bill deals with, and anything we need any time of day, they're there for us. They've let us use their vans, like last night we had a thunderstorm, and we had kids over in the arts building, and St. Andrews supplied us the vans and the driver, and they made sure that all of our campers and our staff were safe. So
they're just great people, and we want to thank them so much for letting us do K's Camp. But one of the things we were talking about earlier, Bill, we need to do something. I mean, in the state of Delaware here, because it takes people like St. Andrews, but there's going to come that year, St. Andrews is going to say, well, we got something else going on this year, where we're going to have this camp, and we talked about it, so we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit more on some place here in Delaware and getting some people involved and building a camp.
Well, truly our long-term goal is to eventually establish K's Camp. Obviously takes resources, it takes property, it takes the ability to pull a team together to build camp. That would allow us to do things off campus, and it will allow us to do things during the winter, like siblings camps and
year round.
Year round, exactly.
And that's what we're going to talk a little bit more about that off camera, because we're going to get some people involved or twist some arms and see what we can get going, because I think that's a great, what a great idea that is, just to have, and where other people can use it. I mean, there's cancer patients, the kids. Bill, you brought it to my attention because I didn't know this. I mean, and I don't know how many people don't know it. I hate to think that I'm just that stupid that I didn't know, because everybody's familiar with pink and breast cancer and the awareness that pink has brought to the world. But gold is for the kids, and we don't know about that.
Yeah, gold is the awareness ribbon for kids, and it is just not as well established in the people's mindset as other types of cancer. And my wife Laurie, who working with other foundations, we're on our third year, I believe, for Fight for the Gold, which is in September at the Blue Rock Stadium, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we basically work with the Blue Rocks to put on an event, and it's a really wonderful day. The children all attend. They parade around the outfield. The players wear all kinds of special things on behalf of the children to focus on the gold ribbon. So, yeah, we would like to get as much awareness as possible out there about these kids and what
we're going to start pushing gold. We're going to give ribbons. I'll get some of those supplied. Get everybody in the state of Delaware wearing gold ribbons, because it's about the kids. Because these kids, and this was a dream. You had a daughter, a lovely young lady that participated in a lot of activities and everything. And then one day it's just, it's all taken away that quick. And they have to, and I see these little ones, and it just, my cameraman's been crying all morning. So you see these little ones and they become adults so quick. And K's Camp brings back and lets them be a kid again.
There's nothing normal about their lives when they're going through cancer treatment. So to be able to come to a place like K's Camp and participate in things that they'll never be able to do. They can't go to regular camp. These kids can go canoeing, they can go fishing, they can do all the things that normal kids do, and that's our whole goal, is to make this a normal experience for children.
Yeah, because people don't, when you're going through treatments and everything else, your immune system goes down and this and that. I mean, there's so many things. To have the volunteers that you guys had, we talked about it earlier, the doctors, the nurses, and then just individuals, just people, all walks of life out here.
Yeah, we have people that are friends of ours. We have people that have told other people about it. We have people who just go on the website or hear it and just come. We have new people this year who just heard about it, and they're here, and their lives will be changed forever because of Case Camp.
Yeah, and they'll keep getting involved because we got 129 counselors. But you started, we were talking earlier, I think 11 kids the first year.
First year was 11 kids. We have 49 this year, and hopefully we'll get up to 100 soon. But the best part is maybe someday we won't need Case Camp because there'll be a cure for cancer.
Yeah, that's very important. Everything goes. It's all about and what a to fulfill your daughter's dream. That's got to be so rewarding. I mean, just because you and I've been talking here a little bit. With my experience that I've had with it and what you've had, and people, unless you really see it, you really don't know how true they come to their hearts before they go. I mean, and Kay had a dream. She, hey, Mom, it'd be nice to go do things, start a camp for me.
She wanted to start this camp. In fact, she was hoping that she could be the first person to come here and talk to the kids. But she made us promise, and if your child asks you to do something, or if any family member, and you make a promise, you do it. I would have preferred bowling, but camping was her thing. She loved to camp, so we promised, and we've just been so blessed with the people who've come into our lives who know how to run camp, and they've done an amazing job.
Yeah, because it's all about fishing and hiking, and and to see these, and you got the thing about it is you guys plan these events like every kid gets to do, but yet you got to have doctors and nurses and stuff like that because you never know when you're going to need that.
Well, absolutely, and that the fact that they're here 24/7 gives the parents a comfort level that they're well taken care of. And I'll tell you this, it changes the children's lives. Parents come back to us said, "You've given us our child back," because they have got their self-esteem back. They can be themselves here. They have a common ground. They share a common goal to fight what they're fighting. So,
and I want to remind people, it's about the kids, and all the dollars that's raised goes to this camp.
We just want to make sure the camp always has everything it needs for this, and we'll just keep fundraising until we get it. I don't need tons of money, but I need enough to make all these children feel safe and happy for the week.
Yeah.
These children come from all walks of life, and some of them would never be able to come to a camp, but we provide it free, and that does our hearts good. And the volunteers never ask for anything. No one gets paid. We're all volunteers in the foundation and in camp.
Yeah, if you get involved with it, I guarantee you're going to get involved with it, stay involved with it. It's called Kay's Camp. More information, Bill, there's a website, because you guys got different events you got going on throughout, golf events, different outings and stuff, to raise money, website.
absolutely, the website for our foundation is kewf.org, and the Kay's Camp website is Kay's Camp, spelled with a K, KAYSKAMP.org. And there are ways that you can give online with PayPal or credit card, or you can send a check. All kinds of different ways you can get involved, volunteering at our events or financially.
Yeah, and I got to give thanks again to a couple more people. St. Andrews, of course, out here, and you got a bank that steps up and just does so much for you guys.
Absolutely. Barclay Bank, their collections department, has come every year, and they load and unload our trucks out of storage. They'll be here tonight helping with one of the special events. They put on a golf tournament for us, and I can't say enough about the companies in Delaware that have helped us. They've been amazing.
And we're going to get a lot more of them. If you're watching this right now, there's a few of you that I'm going to be calling you personally, and we're going to twist some arms, see what we can do, because this needs to be bigger. I mean, I've experienced it. I've seen it. I've been to the hospitals when these kids are getting their treatments. Until you see this, and it just amazes me. I keep saying it over and over again, how fast they have to grow up when they're faced with because they know what's happening to them. That just blows my mind. To understand that. Hey, I might not be here next week.
That's exactly right. And we have children who are critically ill that are here this week. And there's a very real reality that they may not be here next year. But while they're here this week, they are going to have a great time. And they do talk to each other. We don't really talk about cancer because that's not why we're here. We're just here to make them have a good time. And if they bring it up, it's like, well, I had cancer. Did you have cancer? And I have that scar. But they have a common thing. They can take off their wigs. They can take off all the things that they have to hide from the public, and they feel normal.
And they can be kids. I mean,
Just kids.
Yeah, and enjoy fishing, horseback riding, painting horses.
Making cabins.
Yeah, and I've never thought about painting horses out there. I saw that today too. But so they do paint cabins too.
Oh, they prank cabins. We have a picture, I think, of toilet paper. Somebody said, we're missing a case of toilet paper, and we found it in the cabin hanging from the top. But that's the fun thing too about camp.
They're being kids, and they get to enjoy being kids. And thank you, St. Andrews. Thank you, for all you volunteers. And you can get involved with it again. Website on the bottom of the page there. Definitely get involved. It's called K's Camp. And thank you to Bill and Lori Warren for putting it together. And thanks especially to Caitlin. And God bless her. She must have been I didn't meet her, but she must have been a remarkable young lady.
She was definitely remarkable, and we feel very blessed to have been her parents, and we are very, very honored to carry on her dream. Thank you.
Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Stop, drop, and rumble. Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Everybody, do the K's Camp rumble. Stop, drop, and rumble.
That's it. Case Camp's over with. They're packing up and heading home. I'm telling you, you want to get involved with Case Camp, you definitely go to the website. We have it on the bottom of the screen there. What a great cause. What a great time for these kids. They get to enjoy and become a kid once again, like we said earlier in the show. It's just a phenomenal event to get involved with. I mean, if you got any kind of, you want to volunteer, you can get all the information is there on the Case Camp website. Go to that, check it out. I mean, it's something that you can get involved with now and be there for next year. I mean, just a great facility. Thanks, St. Andrews, for letting us come out here. And they have a theme song that they kind of play every year. It kind of sends it off and welcomes them to the K's Camp and all that. It's kind of set with the theme of New York, New York. I think we'll end it out by going to that and showing you some of the different things, awards as they were getting that and all that. So until next year, I'll be back here at Case Camp. Hopefully you'll join us, and if you can't join us, hopefully you'll get involved and contribute to Case Camp. Until next time, for all the counselors and Bill and Lori Warren, it's just a pleasure, Lori. Thank you so much for letting us come out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.